We're playing in hardcore mode. I'm going to record this and use it for sales pitches. And right now, we have a couple of magic items because we've been in the underworld at least once or twice. And in hardcore mode, we have to get to level 2 before we can figure out the end game. And I will start, and I'll roll dice. So I got a 51. A 51 is, in fact, that we are now in a battle. And it is to the death, which is never fun, but you can make money from it. And immediately we're falling back. Now, I can either take an XP and allow that to end, or I could pitch some, I don't have any gear, I could pitch my luck into it. I'm actually going to take the XP and allow it to end because that puts me at 3 XPs, and I'm going to go up a level if we leave this underworld. So, and I take damage from that. I took a total of six points of damage. It's not very kind on me, is it? I'm halved already, and it goes over to Rusty. Go ahead and roll the dice, please. And Rusty as well has been ambushed. Okay, so the battle ends. Suffer a wound, no safeguards. Do not gain loot. Gain an XP. Now, Rusty, you could easily throw in your gear or your luck or both and bring that up to a pin or a death embrace. You're still going to take the damage, but it allows the battle to continue, and maybe Tony can win it for us.
No, I'll take the experience. I'll be selfish.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a die then.
Wise choice.
3.
3 points of damage. Go ahead and put that on your character sheet. Those little half.
I think it's time for one of us to use our food. Get rid of your 6 and my 3.
It would. Would you like to use your food, or would you like me?
Okay. No, I'll use my food because when there's 9, you only get 10, right?
Yes.
Food.
Yes.
That seems like a great time to use the food.
Go ahead and yank your food off your character sheet.
I
Over
did.
to Tony. Go ahead and
Okay.
and that's 66. Great roll.
Okay,
go ahead and
that
take an
is
experience
a
point.
calamity
Ensues.
ensues.
Correct. Yes.
And then it's magic null. I don't know what that is.
Well,
read
let's
that
go at
up.
the start here, and it says you have a choice. You can either lose an ace of gear, food, or luck, or you can go down 1 depth. And I think we want to go down 1 depth because we can see at the end game from there.
Is that okay? So
don't lose your luck. We'll drop to the deepest mines, and when we drop to the deepest mines, you gain an XP. Sure do.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
A couple more 6s and you'll be there. And we're going to move on to the fact that it is now over to me. Now, I can fiat the end game. If I do so, I do not have gear, but it's only a -1. So I'm going to go ahead and fiat the end game, and I will we'll go into a battle to the death, and we're going to try to beat these goblins for the win. So here comes the roll. It's a 2. Now, I can either take that 2, or I can play my luck. But if I play my luck, nobody else can play their gear or luck. And I think I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to play the luck because that will give us, that will move us up over to Death Embrace. Got to get back up to that table. If I go into Death Embrace, we also gain the Fury Pip. So now we are at +2 to our dice, and I pass it over to Rusty. Here comes my wound, though. I took 2 points of damage. And over to Rusty now. Roll me a D6 only, Rusty, and you add 2 to your dice. You would really love a 5 or a 6. A 6. Okay, now we've won the battle. Rusty, you picked up $1 for the party. You also picked up an experience point. That puts you at 3.
It does.
What a sea change from last week. And Rusty's going to go up a level. And we get to roll for treasure. Rusty, please roll me a D6 and add 1.
I would actually like to
Oops.
use my.
That's 2d6. Never mind.
I would like to use my spell and allow him
thank
to
you.
die.
Rusty, you were correct anyway because you're reading Tony's mind. Tony's going to use his spell of support, so we roll 2d6 for treasures. And we're going to take that roll of a 5, and it counts as a 6. And Rusty, you have gained loot equal to a choice of food, gear, or luck. I would like to take gear back since I think I'm the only one that's missing gear. That'll save us 50 cents. And I would like to, Rusty, roll for boon. Roll a D6. High, low, doesn't matter at this point. A 5. A 5 is going to be Magic Oddity. And roll me a D6, Rusty. A 6. You have found a demon skull worth 8. Good find, Rusty. 2, 3, and a 5 comes over. That's going to buy somebody a shield. And so we move on to the going back to town. Get our
Oh, we
burrow.
forgot when I took my wound, I had my shield. What effect was that on my 3 wound?
So on the wound, in this case, it was a 51 wound, as I remember, which has no safeguard. But you would still subtract 1 from the damage you took.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So I would only have 2. Okay. All right.
And we go back to town. I'm going to take my level for becoming level 2. So you have a +1 sword. I have a +1 sword. Tony and Rusty have +1 shields. And we're about ready to enter again. You want to do the honors, Conrad? First die, second die. A 1-3. 1-3 is under delve. And it's going to be toils. So toils means you either lose your food or your luck. Conrad.
Food.
And we will roll a d6. If you roll a 1, you're under the Geese spell. No Geese spell for you. And Tony, go ahead and roll me 2 dice, please. First die, second die.
Yeah, there we go. Sorry. 5 and a 5.
5 and a 5.
So
It's
to
a
the
battle
death?
to the death, yes.
And that would be tactics.
Tactics. So now you can either use your safeguard of shield and take no damage from these goblins, or you can take damage and give us the Fury Pip.
And the Fury gives us a +1?
It does give us +1 to our dice, that is correct.
I will
Now-
take... I'm going to take the damage.
Now, before you even do that, if you threw away your gear and your luck, we get a 7 and we instantly win without any damage and without any fuss. And because we're on the first level, every treasure has food.
Okay. Well, I will toss the food and gear and make that a 7 then.
Go ahead and take your gear and your luck. Go ahead and put your food back on for me.
Food back. Okay.
And we also, that was your turn, and you get to heal 1 party injury, so I'm going to take off 1 hit point of my 2. And we now have treasure. Tony, roll us a d6, please, for the treasure.
Okay. How about a 1?
A 1. A 1 is a treasure chest, but any trap on it is global. Thank you, Tony. Give us the amount of treasure in it. Please roll a d6. You want even.
How about a 6?
And a 6 is terrific. So a 2d6. So forgive me.
2d6 and bits. Okay.
Yes.
How about a 8?
And I got a 1 and 6. That is an ancient magazine. So it means I restore an ace. I don't have any aces I need to restore, but I do gain luck. I mean, I do gain loot. Does anyone have anything needed to restore? Tony, you do. Why don't you restore
my
your
luck.
luck?
Okay.
Yeah. And here comes the treasure. I'm rolling for it. And we're rolling 2 dice for treasure because of the support spell. And I got that 6. We'll take that 6. Now, 6 would give us any ace. And
Okay.
Conrad, why don't you get the free food from this magazine that we found?
Yeah,
And,
it looks like you got me covered.
And I'm going to go ahead and take a boon. And here goes our boon. Let's see if we can get a magic weapon out of 6. 6 is going to be, I think it's die 6 in dollar gems. So another $1 in gems. And it passes over to Rusty. Roll me a first die, second die, please.
A 5-4.
You have been attacked, Rusty, and I think you are stunned or shaken. Now, you certainly can stay shaken. You can take the wound. The safeguard is shield only, of which you have a shield. And by having a shield, Rusty, you then gain an XP, and we pass the dice over to Tony, or I should say Conrad.
Okay. So I should just take an XP.
If you wish, or you can apply your luck and add Fury to the party. And Rusty takes the XP.
I take the XP.
Go ahead and roll just for second die, if you would. 1 die 6 for us, Conrad. We're fighting to the death with the goblins.
Be right with you.
And he does not get a +1, or he does get a +1?
He doesn't have a +1, Rusty. He has a +1 for his sword. So you got a
Okay.
3, Conrad, which is a death embrace. Means you suffer a wound based on your monster with safeguard both helm and armor. You have neither. But you do gain the Fury Pip. So we are +1 to our dice now as a group. And Conrad and I, because we have a magic sword, would be +2s. But Conrad, you have taken damage, so roll a d6, please.
2 points.
2 points. Go ahead and put those on your hit points if you would. And going over to Tony.
A single d6, right?
Single d6, correct.
into
Adding
the
one
death.
to the dice.
Okay. So 2, make that a 3. That's Death Embrace. You suffer a wound based on monster with safeguard with both helm and armor. Continue by re-rolling, just clarifying the second dice 6, gain Fury +1 for continued outcomes in this battle.
So take a d6 damage there, Tony, please.
Okay. Oh, 5. Ouch.
5 is an ouchie, but we're on the burrows, and then if we win this this battle and get loot, the loot will have food, and that'll heal 10 party hit points. And it's over to me. Now I am +2 from the 2 Furies that we have gotten, and I am +1 from my sword. So here goes my d6. And it is a 4. A 4 + 3 is a 7. We have obtained victory. So with victory, we're going to get that extra food for the moment. And I have double food for the moment. We're going to spend that in just a second. And because we also have the support going, I'm going to roll 2 dice. I got a 5 or a 4. The 5 or a 4 on the loot would be I can either gain food in a treasure chest or I can gain luck in a treasure chest. Does anyone need luck? No luck, but I can use it on the treasure. So I'm going to gain luck in the treasure chest. Here comes the treasure chest roll. Normally it would be a 1, but I'm going to use the extra luck I have and make it a 2. I'm going to roll 2 dice in nickels and get myself 20 cents. And then I'm going to activate the food, and I'm going to take off 10 party wounds. So Conrad, you can lose your 2 points, and Tony, you can lose your 5 points.
Okay.
And we're over to Rusty. Please roll first die, second die for us. 51, right back into battle. Now, Rusty, you have suffered, and we have fallen back. Unless you apply either your gear or your luck, we have lost this battle. Now, by losing this battle, you will gain an XP. Not bad.
Okay.
But you will take a die 6 damage.
I'll take an XP and a D6 of damage.
He's tilting, Conrad. He did not get any XPs last time, and now he's got a total of 5 within 7 minutes.
Did I reduce this by 1 for my shield?
You most certainly do.
Okay, so I have 1 hit point.
1 hit point of damage, and as soon as Tony runs around, that hit point will maybe gone. Conrad, give me the first die, second die, please.
35.
Can't believe we ran from a goblin battle. 35 is going to be an ambush. Oh, those are those guys coming back to get us. And here comes the groundswell. It means Conrad suffers a wound, safeguard of armor he does not have. You're going to lose your luck, or we're going to increase the peril to undead. Now, before you lose your luck, we're going to hit undead eventually, because we have to get all the way to the Tomb of the Kings, most likely, to complete our mission. It's up to you. I would probably say stay goblins as long as we can, but if you want to lose your luck,
I'll lose my luck. I'll just take my luck off.
Go ahead and take your luck off. And we are in the groundswell, which means you have a choice to give them hell, and that choice is going to go over to take a D6 damage, please, as well, Conrad. 5. Ugly. And we're going to go over to Tony. Now, Tony, you have the option to give them hell. You can run after them. You'll start with +1 fury, but the dice of the monster increase by 1. Is it worth it to you or not for loot?
Loot. Yeah,
and payback. Don't forget payback.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
It's most definitely worth your chance. Go ahead and roll a D6 and add 1, please.
Okay.
Unless you roll a
6.
1, 6. What is that? That's a 7. That's you ran after him, just beat them down. Because it was your turn, 1 hit point is removed. I'm just going to take off Rusty's for the moment here. It's not going to matter much because we're going to end up with food. So take a second token and put it under your food for the moment, Tony, on your treasure. And roll me 2 dice for what the treasure is. There's a lot of generating treasure in this game, I must say.
2 ones.
Well, it's going to be a choice of a chest that's trapped or a chest that's trapped. How about if we take a trapped chest? Give me a D6. Tony.
Another
A
one. I'm on
Now,
ones today.
normally it's a trap chest with nickels. If you want to spend your luck, you most definitely can. Otherwise, you can rely on the fact that with the double food, 10 of the hit points that we're going to take from this global trap are going to be removed. Up to you. We each take a d6 of damage. Would you like to see how much damage we're taking before you use your luck?
Yes, actually I would.
How about if I take 3 points of damage? Conrad, how much damage are you taking? 1 point of damage. Excellent roll. And Rusty, how many points of damage are you taking?
4.
4. Down 1 for your shield is a 3. And Tony, roll a d6, please.
3 minus 1 for my shield.
3 minus 1 for your
2.
shield is 2. Now, with the food, we can take off 10. And so we have a total of, it looks like 13 hit points you can take off. So let's expend your food, Tony. Your double food.
Yep.
Take
I'd already
off.
taken 5 red.
You should take 2 off of yourself first, Tony, as the person with the least hit points.
Okay.
Now, how would you like to take the other 8?
Well, let's see here. We're gonna take 2 off of Rusty, 3 off of 4 off of Conrad, and then 2 off of you.
All right, I've taken my 2 off. Thank you, healer. And we're gonna go on to let me see. That was Tony, so it comes back to me. Oh, and 2 die in nickels, please, Tony.
Okay. How about 7?
7 nickels is 35 cents. It all adds up. We already got $2. We get a third dollar to get through the door. We can get another shield. 55 is a battle. Now I'm gonna go ahead and pitch my gear, and by pitching my gear, luck is more likely. All right, I'm going to pitch my luck and add 1 for my sword. I'm at 57. At 57, I've just killed goblins for money. And I rolled 2 dice because we're still under that support spell. And we got ourselves, thank you. And we got ourselves a 24, a 2 or a 4. Do I want gain gear in a treasure chest, or do I want a 4 gain luck in a treasure chest? I think I want to gain my luck back. Because I'm on the first level, we also gain food from that battle, and I will roll for my treasure chest. That treasure chest is a 6, 2 dice in bits, 8 bits is $1. We're doing great, guys. I use my double food and take off another 10 points of damage. Does that leave anyone injured? Conrad, take your 2 off. Rusty, take your 1 off. And we're over to Rusty. Big die, little die, please. And Rusty's got a 23. It's an obstacle. And it's a crawl space tunnel. Rusty is not a dwarf. If Rusty was a dwarf, it would treat that as finding treasure. But it means you suffer trap wound on hazardous trap. We're not in hazard trap. Beyond depth 3, we also would become hazard trap. Let's see. You also now have a choice, Rusty. Are we on the marked path? We are. Do you need luck or food?
I haven't lost anything.
That
Does
is
anybody
correct.
else need it?
So you are lucky on the map path, and we already have food. Why don't you roll for loot, Rusty, for going through a crawl space tunnel and pulling it out? Give me a die, 2 die 6, please. A 1 and a 6. I think you want the 6, Rusty.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll a d6 for a boon. 5. Taking a look at the boons. A 5 is going to be.
Should I use a luck to go to a 6?
You may not on the individual rolls. You can use that on generating the treasure itself, but not on the and on the treasure chest, but not on the individual rolls. A boon is just going to be a magical oddity with a 5. Give me a d6, please. A 4. Rusty, you have found a demon wing. It's worth 5. Nice find. And I go over to Conrad.
Big die, little die?
Yep.
1, 3.
1, 3. Looks like we're still in those crawl spaces. And I go up to the delve, and a 3 is toils. Now, toils means you have to lose either food or luck. Conrad, I think we were here once before.
Food it is.
And would you please roll me a d6 for your geese? If you roll a 1, you're under the geese spell. It's probably not going
Not
to
on
cost
the
too much.
geese bill.
Not on the geese bill. And we go over to Tony. First die, second time.
I think we're
51.
going to fight
Yep.
to the death.
Fight to the death. Terrific. Now you can just take the wound from this fight to the death and gain an experience point, Tony, or you can add 1 or 2 for your gear and for your luck. Do you want to stay in this battle, or do you just want to take the XP and the damage?
I think I want to take the XP.
Okay, go ahead.
XP, and then a D6, 2. I will take 2 points of damage. Actually, and reduced 1 because of my shield, right?
That is correct. 1 point of
Okay.
damage. By the time it comes back around to you, it'll be gone. It comes back to me, and I'm rolling 62. Now, 62 is we drop to the deepest mines. I could lose either luck or gear and stay in the burrows, but I want to drop to the deepest mines because that 62 means that calamity ensues, and we are on the 2nd level in the underworld or greater, so that 2 activates, and we have taken a wound. I take 5 points of damage. We say,
Before
ouch.
you do that, is it time for me to use my upheaval? Probably doesn't work at this level.
Well, you could use your upheaval, Rusty, but I think what it would do is it's going to ruin this. This is one of the results that you would roll to allow upheaval to help you to get. You follow?
Okay.
This is not
All
a
right.
bad roll. If I
right.
had rolled a 65 on the 5th level of the underworld, that would be an excellent time to roll an upheaval because we don't want to fight a dragon. But
Okay.
here, that 62 is goblins attacked us, and after
All
the
right.
goblins attack us, we go to the end game. So this is a good roll for us.
Okay.
As long as you guys, as we go forward, make your rolls, because it doesn't want to come all the way back around to me because I'm already at 5 hit points. Luckily, I'm at 20.
And how does my raw power work?
Okay, let's take a look. I think what happens with raw power is
Is
you're
it
gonna
something I
add
can
the
apply
dice
to the
roll,
group?
right? I think it does
don't know.
apply to the group. Yeah, under spells. Let me see. Raw power spells. It says it changes the clarifying second D6 in any battle. Roll 2 dice and choose from either result. Will work in ambush, skirmish, or 2 to death. And the rank 1 works only on goblins. Are you rank 1 raw power, Rusty? Or
Yes.
okay, so but we are fighting goblins, so that works. Sure, activate your raw power, Rusty, because
Okay.
you're going to be the first one that's going to roll 2 dice in this 2 to death. We're going to go into the climax. Do I want to use my food? I won't use 25 cents. I'm cheap. I'm not going to use my food. I'm going to save myself that 25 cents. Roll me 1d6, Rusty, and subtract 1 from the dice for the fact that it is goblins in the climax.
Don't I roll 2 for my raw power?
You sure do. Go ahead. A 6.
So I have a 5 or a 1.
a 5 or a 1, correct?
Okay. So a 5 is roll again, right?
Well, most of them will be on roll again, but the 5 result is going to be you can either block the wound or add the fury with the
Or he can
tactics.
or he can spend his luck and
Or I could
his gear
spend
and-
my gear and luck and go to a
Make it
7 for a
7.
win.
You can.
I think I'll spend my gear and luck and go to a 7.
Okay. Take your gear and luck off. Because we're on the deepest mines, you get your gear immediately back. So add
Oh.
that back. And roll me. Now, we don't have the support spell because we used that on level 1. But roll me 1d6 and add 1 for the treasure.
6.
5. When it comes to 6, it's great. So you're going to gain back luck, food, or gear. So take your luck back. That'll save us a dime in town. And roll me a d6 for the boon. A 6. Roll me a d6 gems worth $1, Rusty. 2 gems worth $1. We're on our way. This is looking good. We have completed the quest.
Can I use my luck here and make that into a 3?
You may not.
Okay.
It's the luck can really only be used on the second die roll of a 2 dice set.
Okay.
Follow that?
And didn't he
Exceptions
expend them?
being the fact that you can improve your treasure and you can improve your.
Didn't he expend gear and luck on the first roll there? Wasn't that?
Yeah, but I got them both back.
Oh, got them both back. Pardon.
You got them both back. The gear for being in the deepest mine and the luck because he rolled a 6 is the treasure, which restores 1 ace and a boon roll. That was a good mission, Rusty. Take an XP for your completing the quest, right?
Right.
Oh, ye of little faith. It's already gotten to almost to level 3. And I don't think we can underestimate how poorly you were rolling last week. Conrad, would you attest to that as well? How poorly Brother Rusty was?
Hey, they
Business
weren't
as
all
usual.
6s.
We,
They
Business as
weren't all
usual.
6s. Yeah, it was pretty unusual for me.
and then when we decided, well, he's rolling nothing but 6 damage. Why don't we put him in charge of rolling high for treasure? And what did he roll when he rolled high for treasure?
A 1.
A 1.
Ones.
I think he rolled a
Ones.
pair of 1s. So
Yes, I did.
how about if we go back to town? I'm going to pay $1 to the seer. I'm going to pay a nickel to the lore keeper. Actually, I should pay a dime to the lore keeper because Tony is in the party, and lore keepers don't like celebrants. And I will pay 25 cents to get Conrad's food back. I will drop 2 dollar coins and pick up Conrad a shield. And I will pay $5 and pick up Tony a +1 knife.
Point of order for the
Yes.
for the celebrant who's not paying for his food. Should not we as sellswords get our bonus, which is to gamble the party's money away?
Go ahead and roll.
Okay.
Well, you should just roll and not gamble any money. On a roll of a 2 or a 4, I believe you make money. And
yeah,
you
so
missed.
5.
And for me, this is part of. And thank you, Conrad. We just picked up an extra $1 from me gambling on somebody else's money. This
But
is
we
something
can
that
also
would be-
gamble. We can also gamble real money, right? Which we can
We
take
could,
$1,
and
but
yes,
it's 50,
and
50,
that 5 and that 2 would have mean anything else we bet was almost lost. So the gambling is gambling. So let's use our money more constructively. Is what I'm trying to get at.
Well, but we should certainly take the freebie roll, right?
Yes, you and I should take the freebie roll. If we were playing in some sort of longer situation where we're going to come back week after week of week, we definitely want to take advantage of it because one day we're going to build a castle and I'm going to sack Tony. But in the interim, I have also bought a Rod of Cancellation for myself. Now, the Rod of Cancellation, what that'll do is as we start getting more and more magic items, which we're starting to see, those magic items are going to start to become fatigued. And we want to have the ability occasionally to use something like a Rod of Cancellation to stop that fatigue from ruining our gear. Now we have a little bit of money left. I think we should pick up a healing potion. Did you want to carry it or did you want me to carry it, Conrad?
I have the safeguard potion, which heals up to level 2, right?
You have a safeguard potion which will protect up to level 2. The healing potion will work down to level 8, and it does 2 dice of damage. Why don't I give you a healing potion, Conrad?
Okay, got it.
Everyone keep track of your own, and a snake oil. I think.
I
did
dropped
give
them
you-
on my character sheet. If you see that, right? I don't know.
Yes. Did you have a snake oil potion yet, Tony?
One is that. I'm not sure exactly what that does. The potion of snake oil.
I have trap damage away. Why don't you grab one of those anyway?
Oh, I have one. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Then Conrad, did you have a snake oil
I
potion
don't.
yet? Why don't
do
you
not.
pick up one of those? Those are good to lose in case you fall in the pit as well. And we still have a little bit of money, but let's hold on to that $2 so that we can get our last shield if we come back to town on a bus. I will also pay another $quarter, and I will heal my own damage. Tony, I don't think you've lost anything, but you would get everything back for free. It looks like we're back ready. So go ahead and who was the one that made the last roll? I think it was,
Rusty.
So
Rusty.
go ahead and roll a big die, little die for us, Conrad.
26.
26 is going to
Discovery.
be a discovery. Now, the discovery is going to work this way. We want to get lower. By getting lower into the underworld, we're going to be able to fiat the climax a lot earlier. So we want to go down a level. But by going down a level, Conrad picks up double luck. But if he spends luck, he makes loot. So, in essence, it's go down a level and collect loot. Roll me a d6, if you would, Conrad. And a 6 is a boon, and gain any.
No, that was not my roll. Or was it? I rolled a 20. No, I rolled the 26 before.
Oh, 26. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'd love it to be 6, but it is not. So 2.
A 2. And a 2 is going to be the fact that it's going to be a trapped chest. So go ahead and give me a D6. You want an even number so it isn't trapped, or we don't want it, or we might even want to use the lock.
And the treasure is a 4.
Treasure's 4, terrific. So roll me 3 dice worth of dimes, please.
1, 2, 3, 8.
That's 8 dimes. It's going to be 80 cents. I'll put 80 cents into our coffers.
80 cents for the craps table.
80 cents is perfect. And we're going to go on to Tony. Give me a first die, second die, please.
How about a 55? So it's going to
55.
be fight to the death or to the death, and a 5 is tactics. Tactics means suffer wound based on monster. Choice to apply any safeguard or helm or armor or shield. Okay, well, I do so. Or gain fury +1. Action continues. Reroll only the clarifying second die 6.
So it's up to you. If you, I guess, you could pitch gear and luck if you want and make it a 7, or you could just suffer the damage and give me the fury and pass it off to me. Now wait a second. You also have a sword, I believe, right?
I do. So I'm automatically +1, which gets me
so it's already a 56.
So it's at least mob fleas. I will toss my gear and
Good choice.
and advance or make that into a victory, which means I get a experience points and
No,
I get
you would only get that on the quest finale.
Oh wait, it's not in the victory. It says means the monster is defeated, no more wounds. Fury reset to 0, gain loot for the quest finale. Sorry, I'm reading too much. Got it.
And
Okay.
but because we're on level 2 of the underworld, you used your gear, you get your gear immediately back. And your choice if you wanted to use your support spell right here and give us 2 dice on this loot, or save it for later levels.
I would like to give us 2 dice.
Okay, give me 2 dice for the loot table.
A 3 or a 6?
I think you want the 6.
Probably.
So give me a roll on the boon table, please.
Single die?
Single die.
A 4.
4, it's going to be magic armor. And would you
that's
please
good.
roll a die and add 2, and you want high.
A 6 total.
So we're on level 2, so we add 4 plus 2 is a 6. You missed it by 1, unfortunately. But we did get brass greaves worth 7. And 7 is a lot of money, so we applaud that. And we're going to go on to my roll. And a 61. A 61 is a terrific roll. And we're going to go ahead and drop this down to here, the Tomb of the Kings. And it got
So again, we
very
don't
quiet
want to
in here.
apply my upheaval because a 1 is a good roll.
That is correct. A 1 is a good roll because if you read Calamity Ensues, a 1 is we just found the climax. So I'm going to go ahead and move down 1 level, pick up an experience point for moving down 1 level off the Calamity Ensues, and then off of that we're going to go right to Rusty, rolling for to the death for the climax.
Okay.
Now, because we went to the Tomb of the Kings, the monsters are going to become undead unless I expend my luck. And we're still low enough level that I'm going to go ahead and expend my luck and keep that from happening because we just want to fight 1-die creatures now, not 2-die. The treasure's not going to change too much. Rusty, you're fighting goblins. Roll me a single die 6, please.
No, I'm going to use my raw power and roll 2 dice.
Okay. You have yourself a 0 and a 3.
A 0 and a 3. Okay.
Now,
So
go ahead.
go ahead. What?
I was going to say, if you want to read it out, or I can read it out. A 3 for Death Embrace. You would suffer a wound, but we gain the Fury. You would need both helm and armor to block that wound. So take a D6, Rusty.
Okay. 4 minus 1 is 3 points of damage, right?
Correct. And we have gained the Fury Pip. And we go to Conrad. You are, and because you did not use your gear or luck yet in this battle, Conrad has the option too. So roll me a d6, Conrad.
And Rusty
you-
did not get the Fury Pip from that last roll, right?
He did. He
did, so,
made
I'm,
it.
so I'm straight up, right? Because it was -1 for the.
That is correct. We go down 1 for the goblins in the final and up 1, but you also have +1 for your sword. So roll me a
Okay, so I'm actually
d6.
+1. That's
It
a
is,
7.
and you're also rolling 2 dice, Conrad, because it won't matter with that 6, because of Rusty's raw fury.
Okay.
Raw power.
Raw power.
So 6 + 1 is a win.
6 + 1 is a win, no
That's
loss.
an XP because it's the final battle, right?
That is correct. Take an XP. We pick $1 up from the nobles for completing our quest. If we had any geese, we would roll them then, and roll 1 die +1 for the loot.
4.
A 4. A 4 is going to be gain
I
the
cannot
luck.
add luck. I can't add luck to this, but
You can't add. Well, you could add luck to this to make it a 5, but you actually
that's
want
a
to
bad
keep
thing.
the 4
yeah, because then it's not odd.
because no, the 4 generates luck and treasure chest. Now you have an extra luck to use on the treasure chest.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, so roll me a d6 for the treasure chest.
And high is good. So
High is
1 is
better.
not high.
A 1 is not high, but you can use that luck and make it a 2, so we don't suffer global trap damage. Even though we're
Done.
leaving the underworld, it cost us some money. And give me 4 dice and nickels from defeating these goblins.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And that looks like 16,
16.
right? 16 is another
80
80
cents.
cents. We don't laugh at 80 cents. 80 cents is near $1. We go to town, so we go back to the burrows. We're still in the mapped area. We're still fighting goblins. I need to spend a dime for the next quest. I need to spend a dime to get my luck back. I look over, and Rusty is whole. Conrad is whole. Tony is whole. We have $5 we spend in order for Rusty to pick up a +1 sword. We have $2 to spend so that I can pick up a +1 shield. And the other, everyone has a potion of healing, is that correct?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
Okay. And does everyone have a snake oil potion?
No.
Okay, so Rusty will pick you up a snake venom potion. And Tony, you're going to pick up a potion of transformation.
Okay.
That you can pour that on rubbish in the underworld, which is everywhere, and restore your gear down to level 4.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. I think you're, as a consummate wargamer, you know how valuable it is to be able to replenish your gear. Now, we can only buy 1 potion of any type in any visit to the underworld surface, so I've just been sort of giving us the stuff that I've found through playtesting is pretty good. There's another $1 available. Having a full restoration is expensive. I'd rather find one before we spend a lot of money on that. But the potion of invisibility is nice. We're going to give that to our lowest hit point guy, which is Tony at the moment, 9. Tony, if ever a roll, I'm going to give you a potion of invisibility. If ever a battle comes up, you can use that and skip your turn in case you're worried about taking damage and dying.
Okay.
Later on, you can just use it to avoid an ambush. And potion of invisibility is going to cost us 90 cents. And I think we're there. We'll save the final $2. We all have a shield. We all have a sword. And we have last person to roll was that Rusty or Conrad? Who got that? That was Conrad.
That's Conrad.
Yeah. That starts with Tony then. 2 dice, if you would.
Okay. Well, starting with my turn, so I get to heal 1 person 1 point. Can I heal Rusty at 1 point?
Why don't we spend 25 cents and heal Rusty to start the mission?
Okay.
There you go. Okay. And yes, you could have done that.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll us the.
Big dice, little die.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's Calamity Ensues of a 3, which is minions. Minions occur depth 3 and beyond, means attacks by goblin wounds.
So do we want to instead invoke my upheaval so that he can roll another die and see if 2 more die and see if he gets
A 1. Yes.
gets a 1?
Yeah. So he's going to go ahead and let you roll 2 more dice, Tony, on change the 3. That's your convenience. So go ahead and roll 2 dice, a 1 and a 6.
Got a 1.
Yeah, a 61 is pretty good because it brings on immediately the climax, which results in the XP, which results in the free $1 from the nobles. So this would result in a 61 result, which means we still have to take an XP for rolling a 6, Tony.
Okay. Hey, all right. That's 3 experience
That's 3
points.
above a level. And then we're going to go down 1 level so that you hold on to your luck, which is fine. And you are going to generate the climax, which means it goes over to me to resolve the climax. And we're fighting goblins. So I'm going to roll 1 die to the death. I rolled a 3. Now I add 1 to that to make it a 4. And if I look at to the death 4, I believe that damage is blocked by, it is a shaken result, but it is damage that is blocked by a shield. And I have a shield that's magical. So instead, I will not do anything else but accept that 4, take an XP, and then pass it off to Rusty. Now, Rusty, you're rolling 1 die to the death, please. Did I add 1 and subtract 1 there? Maybe I cheated a group. Let me
It does
redo
say
that
group
again.
play others
Yeah.
suffered splash damage on that one.
Yeah, that okay. So take that back for a second because I forgot to subtract 1 for the climax. So it's up 1,
Yes.
down 1. It's just the 3. I'll take the death embrace plus 1 for the fury and leave the other stuff for Rusty. Here comes my death embrace. Needs a helmet and armor. I'm going to take a grand total of 4 points of damage minus 1 for my shield. I took 3 points. It's over to Rusty. Rusty, single die, please.
Are we fighting goblins?
Yes, we are.
I think it's time to use my raw power.
Okay, terrific. You could have used that before.
And you subtracted 3 red because your shield goes for each die, or it only goes for.
It was a 4. I took 4 points of damage and lost 1 because of my shield.
Okay, lost 1.
We can go back and let you do that. Right.
That's okay. We won't. Go ahead and roll 2 dice, Rusty. You can win and take the experience point. Now that's it. That's either a 2 or a. I'm sorry. That's either a 3 or 4 because I gained the fury for the party with my injury.
Okay, so so if I don't do any, I could win this with no treasure, right? With a 6.
We actually got you a magic sword last go round, right, Rusty?
Oh yeah, I have a +1, so I could win this with a 7.
Yeah, let me do some accounting for you here, brother. And I now have marked the fact you're a +1. But besides that, these are rolls of 3 and 4. You go up 1 because of your sword. They're 4s and 5s. If you pitch your gear and luck, you're saying you can win,
Yeah,
correct?
That's right. Is
Do
that
so.
correct?
Yep.
I-
That's the way the
I will
game
do that.
is. It's all money at this point. What could possibly bad happen to us? So, with the win, we pick up $1, and you get an XP, Rusty.
Good.
You may have to double up your coin or steal one from that pile next to you. And because we're on the 2nd level, you get your gear back.
Alrighty. Oops,
And-
wrong point.
And go ahead and roll me for the loot. Tony can activate his support.
Yep.
And give us 2 dice for loot, Rusty. A 5 and a 2. That becomes a 6 and a 3. I would think you'd want the magic item.
Yes.
Pick up luck in a magic item. So take your luck back and then give me a die 6 roll, please.
That's a 5.
5 is going to be an oddity.
And
And roll me a
I
D6.
cannot use my luck, I take it, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
Or more to the point, the luck would not really change anything with your die.
Okay.
And give me a D6 here as well on the oddity. 5. And you have a choice. You can get a magic staff or $3 in jewelry.
I think a staff would be a lot more
Give
valuable.
me a
than
D6,
3.
please.
Okay, let's see here. 2.
A 2. You now have a Staff of Need. It acts as a spell Clarity for a number equal to a D6 total ranks of use over the adventure. Now, a Clarity spell. Are you able to use the Clarity spell as an elf? Let me check.
I can use staffs.
You can use staff, but if you cannot
Clarity is
use the
dwarf and elf only.
well, then you are an elf, Rusty, so you now have a clarity staff. It can do a D6 total ranks of use over the course of the adventure. you would roll, for instance, a 5, and you can either do one rank 5 use of it or a rank 2 and a 3. It may only be used every D6 adventure, and in between, you have to keep it someplace safe. $3 worth of jewelry or a staff that you're holding, it's up to you. You should probably go ahead and keep the staff and to use it in play and see how it functions. And we will move on to back to town, back to the burrows, back to town. I have 3 points of damage off, and everyone else is fully set. It's going to cost us a dime for our next quest, 25 cents for our to heal a couple of hit points off of me. And who went up a level? Tony went up a level.
I did. I gained 6 hit points, so I'm up to 15 now.
15. Did you want to go ahead and write your number 15?
Oh, I will sure try.
And you can go ahead, yes, and you can go ahead and change your XP count to a 5, and that's what you'll need to go up a level. Conrad is stickering us, and I like the fact they're on an angle. And we're going to go back into the game. Rusty was the last one to take action, so Conrad, give me a first die, second die, please.
First die, a 1. Second die, a 5.
1 and a 5. Sigils?
It's like 8, isn't it? Or no? It's 1. It's 4.
Let's see. Sigils means you may return to the marked path. When already on such, you gain loot. Adepts below 4 get Dispel Magic. Celebrant, Elf, and Wizard restore their spells. That's nice, but it happened too early. And in group play, you gained an XP, Conrad.
Woohoo!
And roll for loot, please.
Die 6.
5.
Now, I gained luck, is what it said, right?
I don't know if you gain luck on that. Let me read it again. Delve of 5. It says.
No, it's 3.
It says you gain loot. There is no luck from that. Celebrants, Elf, and Wizards regain their spells.
Okay.
And you got yourself a 3. A 3 is going to be on loot. It's going to be a gain food and a treasure chest. That's not bad. Go ahead and double mark your food for the moment. And roll me a d6 in case you get a trap. You can use your food to replace it.
4.
A 4 is no trap. Go ahead and throw that second food away as not needed. And if you would, please roll me 2 dice in dimes. 7 dimes is 70 cents. The money just keeps on coming. How does anyone lose this game? And we're going to go to Tony.
Okay, big die,
First
little
die,
die.
second die, yep.
A 44.
44s, we're under skirmish.
Of attack.
Go ahead and
Suffers
read that
wound
for us.
based on monster with all safeguards. Lose food regardless. No ace food. Add a die to monster wound and cancel any safeguard option. Give them hell, but without fury bonus or penalty to monster wound.
Okay, so we can first of all, you do not have, you do have the safeguard of shield, so you did not take any damage from the monster, but you lost your food.
Lost my food. Okay.
Now you can run after him if you want and finish this battle. Actually, that choice is going to come to me. I would decide to run after them in group play. There is no extra fury bonus, but there is no penalty to the monster's die roll, and I run after the goblins. I'm rolling to the death. A single die, a 6. Add 1 for my sword is a 7.
I'll apply my upheaval.
I
2 dice.
Why don't you save that, Rusty, for a lower level?
Climax?
How
Okay.
deep can you use that? Because that's a great one for climax.
Well, darkness is at level 2, so I can. Upheaval's up level 2, so it's I think to 4, right?
Okay, yeah, terrific then. And I'm going to go ahead and roll for the treasure here. And
Wait a minute.
treasure-
No, it's only 1 for all power. Excuse me. So level 2.
And I rolled a 3, and a 3 is going to be gain food in a treasure chest. So gain food. Here comes my treasure chest roll. I rolled a 3.
Rusty needs the food.
I'm going to take 80 cents in dimes, and I'm going to take some trap damage here. Here comes my trap damage at 2, but I'll take the food and lose the trap damage and kick it over to Rusty. Give me a first die, second die, please.
I don't need the food. I got it
I'm sorry,
replaced.
Tony lost. I'm sorry, Tony lost the
Oh,
food
Tony lost the food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
on the last fight.
Oh, Tony lost the food. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tony, go ahead and pick up your food, please. And I
Okay.
will take 2 points of damage, and when we get to your turn, I'll start taking them off. And first die, second die.
Red, you have a shield, so doesn't that shield reduce it by 1?
Thank you. Yeah, it's down to 1. Hardly a scratch. Barely an inconvenience.
61 is the climax, right?
I think it's Rusty's, though, right? Did Rusty roll
Yeah.
that? Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, I
61
rolled
is
a
the climax.
61.
Very good. 61. We're going to go right into the climax. We're going to drop a level so Rusty doesn't have to lose luck, and we want the treasure to increase in the deepest mines. And Conrad, roll me a D6 for to the death.
C6
Uh,
to the death.
Can I use my raw power? Is it goblins?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, so Conrad gets to roll 2 dice.
2 dice,
2
Conrad.
dice. So the first roll is a 3, and the second roll is a 4.
3 or 4.
+1 for the sword gives me a 5.
And down 1.
-1 for the time.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we're at 4. So I can pitch my luck, and
You could just take the 3, and it's take damage and add
Well,
the
it's a
fury and
4.
let
It's a
Tony.
4.
Well,
because of the sword.
but it's
Or-
down 1 for the goblins
Oh, okay. I
because
see.
we're in the finals. We made the big leagues. It's the World Series, man.
Okay, so take 2 dice, or take a die of damage,
Yeah, and then gain the fury for Tony.
or I can spend a luck and get tactics and not take the damage.
Well, tactics is you either gain the fury or take damage, and I should say you fury and you get damage, or you can ignore the damage with your shield.
Let me just roll, and then I'll reduce it by a point. So 1 point less 1 is 0.
Okay, so we're gonna pass it off to Tony, and Tony, you're rolling a die at +1.
Okay. 2 plus 1, 3.
2
Well, I
plus
have-
1 is a 3. You could take
plus,
damage.
Plus you have a sword.
I do have a sword.
There's 4.
Well, but the sword canceled the goblin, and he's +1 for Conrad's fury, Rusty. So we've
Oh,
already
okay.
added all the numbers. He was a net of +1.
Oh, so it's
Oh,
a
okay.
3.
He's
And
a
that's
3.
we're on the.
Does he get to roll 2 dice just like Conrad?
He does.
Is this to the death or is this the skirmish? I'm sorry.
It's
No,
to
this
the
is
death, and you get to roll twice for the raw power that Rusty's adding to the
Okay.
battle. So maybe get it something better than 2. A 1.
1.
Well, you certainly could accept
All right.
that 1. It
Well, you could fall back
it would
and-
cause you a possibility of losing your magic shield. But how about if we leave that as a 3 and pass a +2 to the dice roll over to me, and you took a die of damage.
Okay. I can do that. I will take 5, make that 4 because of my shield.
Yep. And it comes over to me at +2 to the dice. I'm the one that's going to get this XP, brothers. And I rolled a 3. 3 plus 2 is a 5. +1 for the sword is a 6. Dropping my gear becomes a 7. I get an XP for winning the battle. That's the way it's done.
Did you -1 for the goblins? Because I think you would have burned the luck too.
We already had the 1 off for the goblins from the first time when you got the fury, and then Tony also got the fury as well, right?
Right. So it's 3 plus 2 gets you to the 5. -1 is a 4.
Well, Tony
He's got a sword.
Tony get his
Oh,
luck,
and then he adds
right?
a sword. Okay. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
and-
Adds a sword.
And I got the sword.
Plus you're
Yeah.
rolling 2 dice, by the way, Red.
Oh, and I'm rolling 2 dice. Just to add misery to it all. How about if I roll worse on my second die?
Yeah.
Thank you, raw power guy. And because I'm on the deepest mines, I get my gear back, because the deepest mine always gives gear. The first levels are easy; they get you over the hump. And you'll start to find out as well that it's going to take about $50 before you're really going to buy some good gear. So all this nickel and dime stuff is really just for the amusement of the home audience. And let's roll for the treasure. Now this would be a good time for my support, right, Tony? I think he's muted. I'm going to assume that he wants me to have support and roll that
Yes.
step.
Sorry, I do.
And no, of course. And in solo play, this is why the magic users and the elves and the celebrants are also nice, because they can use all of these extra spells. Where the sellsword he gets magic, but it's very limited on the type of magic he gets. I'm going to go on to my generating loot table, and I'm going to get a 7 here. I got to give us $1 as well for the from the nobles for completing the quest. A 7 is treasure with a boon inside. Let me roll for the treasure chest here. It's a 1. I will burn my luck. I don't want to have any... Well, it's trap damage of a die. Yeah, I'll take that. 6. Took 5 points of damage there. And here comes the treasure itself is going to be 3 dice and nickels. 9 nickels is 45 cents. What did I say? I said there was no bad treasures. That was a pretty bad treasure. Here comes the boon. The boon is a 1.
We now scoff at 45 cents treasure.
We do. We definitely scoff at 45 cents.
Last week we didn't, but this week.
How about if I get my? How about if I gain either one of the following? You can't even get a Royal
Crown Cola for 45 cents. You know what I'm saying? I
can get luck, a gemstone worth $1, or a special elixir. I'm going to try my luck with the special elixir. How about a 5 special elixir? How about a potion of confidence? Potion of confidence is a wonderful potion. I should start buying some of those for the party. That means we can get back on the mapped path with my decisiveness. But we go to town. When we go to town, I spend a quarter to heal myself. I need to stop getting injured. We pay a dime for our quest. Is there any other gear, loot? No. And Tony restores his own. Tony, you can also take your hit points off as being a special holy man. And we do not have enough money really to buy anything, so I would suggest
we should. The 2 sellswords should roll their.
Sure, why not? Free money on 2 or 4. I missed. And we're just telling other people how to bet at the roulette wheel and not doing well. And we're then going to go to back into the underworld. And Rusty, please roll first die and second die. We'll play for maybe another 10 more minutes. Confidence. Thank you. If you want to list everything I have, I also got healing, but we all have healing. I also have a potion of transformation and snake oil. So, but yes, I am confident. A 61. Terrific roll, Rusty. You have entered the underworld. We go to the deepest mine. We're going to roll for the climax, which goes to Conrad with his +2 sword. Thank you, Conrad. Give me a +2 a die 6 from you to the death, and take a XP, Rusty, for the Calamity Ensues. That puts you at level 3.
That puts me at level 3.
I have a +1 sword. Did I misunderstand that?
You would take that improvement at town, but it's gonna be fine, Rusty. You can go ahead and do it. And let's you got a +1 sword, so roll the die, please.
You said +2. That's what confused me.
Oh, I'm sorry. If just roll a single die.
Yep,
Rusty will apply his fury, so go ahead and give us 2 dice. I should say
the second
raw
one is
power.
a 1. Damn it. So 2 + 1 for the sword is a 3.
It's down 1 for the goblin in the finals.
Okay.
It's +1 for your sword is a wash. So do you want a 2 or a 1?
Well, I want the 2, right? Because the one they run away, we actually want to fight this, don't we?
Yeah, we want to win the battle, because if we lose the battle, there's a possibility that the lore keeper will get mad at us.
So I can add 2 to the die roll because it's to get to his 4, so it would be actually 3, or to actually be adding 3 for the next person.
I would add. I would not stick anyone with a high number of additions, but I would take us up to Death Embrace a 3 to get a +1 Fury.
Yeah, so then it would be +2 for them, right? So I'll pitch my luck.
Actually,
we're going to get free gear, because we're going to get a freebie on the gear, right?
In the deepest mines, we get gear back. So you're going to pitch your gear. Unfortunately, that locks you in so that the next guy cannot use gear or luck.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I could pitch them both, so he'd have the benefit of both.
It's adding +1 or +2 to the dice roll.
Well, it's going to be +3 because he's going to get fury, gear, and luck on his roll.
Go ahead, sure.
Yeah, and then he'll have a sword, which makes +4, which increases.
It's just as likely that he's going to roll a 2, adding 4 and getting a 6.
Yeah.
And I guess to roll twice, though.
Does get to roll twice. Very well.
Right, there we go.
So go ahead and take off your gear and luck, Conrad.
Done.
And Tony, roll us for the win.
Okay, rolling 1 die or 2 dice?
2 dice because of the raw power.
And you're +4 because sword dice, etc. Right?
Okay, I think I probably want the 5 to give me the 7+.
Yes.
The victory?
It's a total of plus. It's a total of well, Conrad gave you +3, -1 for the goblins is +2. Add 1 back for your own sword is the fact that you're going to be a total of +3. 5 + 3 is an 8, and then that's a win. So grab an XP.
Okay.
Take $1 for the win, and roll for the treasure. And have we used the? No, we haven't used the. Since Rusty rolled a 61 right to start, good roll, Rusty.
Yep.
You may go ahead and
Use
roll your support.
Okay, I will do so.
He gets gear because it's level 2, right?
He does. He gets he gets gear, but he gives it over to you because you're the one
so
that
I get my
used
gear
the
back, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just
Nice.
down luck.
6 and a 6 is a 7. How about if you roll a treasure chest with a magical treasure inside? So let's roll for the treasure chest itself first. A single die 6. You want an even number.
Oh, well, 5, of course.
5. A 5 is more money, which is nice, but you're going to take a die of damage. If you wish, you can use the snake oil, but you're going to town anyway after this.
With the, just out of curiosity, is that from trap damage? Because I do have the counters spell.
It is trap damage, so you may go ahead and activate your counters and stop that. And since your spells regenerate in town, of course, just do it.
Yep.
Okay. So let's get the money first. So roll us 3d6 in bits.
How about
nice.
10?
10 bits is going to be $1.25.
That's not bad.
Now roll a d6 for the boon. See if we can get our first magic item. Well, I should say Rusty got that staff.
A 1.
A 1. You have a choice. You may either regenerate your luck, you may take a $1 gemstone, or you may get a special elixir. We do not have a lot of special elixirs. It may be worth rolling.
Why not? Let's try on these special elixirs.
Yeah, go ahead. Give us a d6. 6 is a full healing potion, which is nice.
A 2.
A 2. How about a snake venom potion? But because you already have a snake venom potion, usable all the way down to the glacial dark, by the way, you do not pick up a second one. Does anyone need a snake venom potion? I think we all have one, right?
I believe that's correct.
That is just wasted. We have to leave it behind. Pour it out. And we end up going to town, and this is probably where we're going to stop for the day.